How's it going, guys?
Good.
Well, I see we're getting creative with our backgrounds. I got to learn how to do that. I heard that was one of the updates to Teams.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, so just a reminder for today, preferably if you have a foam roller, we're going to use this for a couple things. If you don't have one, no worries. Grab yourself like a throw pillow from your couch. We just need something to prop up our leg just a little bit to make the exercise a little bit more effective. So take a moment to grab a throw pillow if you need to, maybe a couple just in case. And then with that said, we'll get started. Any questions, concerns, comments you want to make before I get started? All right. So first thing I want to do, most of everything we're going to do is on the ground. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into a quadruped position. So I want my hands underneath my shoulders, and I want my knees directly under my hips, and I want my toes pulled in. And we're going to practice some pelvic rotations. So basically, from the furthest position down, you're going to see an arch in my low back, okay? And I want to anteriorly rotate my pelvis so it brings that curve in the opposite direction. So I want to work my pelvis as far as I can in each direction, all the way forward, all the way back. A lot of times people call this like the cat camo exercise. Sometimes a little head tilt can also help just emphasize the range of motion. So we're going to get 10 repetitions of the pelvic rotation, okay, as far as you can in each direction. A little bit of head tilt to help emphasize the range of motion. Going to squeeze the glutes at the top. Kind of going from like a convex to concave type of angle or position with our back and our spine. This is really important to kind of practice manipulating the position of our spine, because it can really help with the proper position of a lot of things like planks and push-ups and all that kind of stuff. So next, what I'm going to have you do, from this same position, we're going to, and you can bring your hands a little closer together, maybe like 4 inches apart from the thumbs and 4 inches apart from the knees. And I want you to extend your right arm and your left leg completely straight. And then I want you to connect your elbow to the center of your kneecap, and then repeat. And we're going to do that 5 times. I'll show you what it looks like from a different angle once we switch sides. But I'm using my right arm and my left leg, and I'm extending them all the way, squeezing the glute at the top, connecting the elbow to the center of the kneecap. As soon as you get your 5, we'll switch. So we'll go left arm and right leg. So I'm just going to turn this way so you can kind of see. Notice that I'm only about 4 inches apart in the center. Okay, so I'm going to extend left arm, right leg, connect elbow to the center of the kneecap. Okay, I'm going to repeat that 5 times. Call this a quadrupedic extension. And this is good for rotary stability. This is actually one of the tests that is performed in a functional movement screen. The ability from a quadrupedic position to connect elbow to knee without loss of balance. Okay, so next what I want you to do is we're going to work on the scapular range of motion. While I'm in this position, if you can see, my shoulder blades are pinched together, and then I'm going to protract and move those shoulder blades apart. So they're coming together and I'm pushing them apart. Okay, so retracting the shoulder blades and then protracting the shoulder blades. Notice that my elbows don't bend. So you can do this from a kneeling position, or you can also go on your toes. So this is what it's going to look like from a push-up position. You want that shoulder girdle, that scapula to go as far as you can in each direction. Okay, don't worry, you can go on your knees if you'd like. We want 10 repetitions as far down and as far up as you can. Show you again from this angle. As far down, as far up as you can. Good. So now, once you get your 10 repetitions, we're going to stay in that quadruped position. Give you guys a few seconds here to finish up your repetitions. As soon as you're done, I want you to come down to the forearm position. You'll notice that typically you're going to have that low arch in your back. Okay, so we're going to prep ourselves for a perfect plank. Let's scoot forward a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to anteriorly rotate that pelvis, so I'm going to eliminate that curvature in my low back. Then I'm going to squeeze my glutes, and while holding my glutes tight, I'm going to place one toe back at a time. Try not to disrupt the position of that spine, and then place the other toe back. So I'm going to squeeze my glutes and my core. So I'm going to pretend like somebody's punching me in the stomach, so I'm drawing that belly button into my spine, and I'm squeezing my glutes, and that's going to perfectly support that spine for a plank. This is your perfect plank position. And we'll hold that for about 15 seconds. And relax. Good. So we're going to do one more from the quadruped position. So on our hands and knees, I want to extend my leg. Let me show you from this position here. I'm going to extend my leg all the way back. I'm starting with the right side, and then I'm going to high hurdle step around. So I'm getting good hip rotation, full extension, and then bring it around. Pretend like you're stepping over a fence. And we'll go 10 in each direction, or 10 on each side. So straight back, big hurdle step around. Straight back, big step around. And one thing to try to keep in mind, try to keep your spine neutral. Try not to twist your whole body. So straight back, rotate around. Straight back, rotate around. Really try to work on emphasizing the knee coming up as high as you can. Show you again from the side angle. Really drive that knee up nice and high. Stepping over a high hurdle. Okay, once you're done, we'll switch sides. Using the left leg. I'm engaging my core. I don't want to rotate my whole body. Okay, I'm trying to keep the spine neutral. Just work on that hip mobility, range of motion at the hip. Show you again from the side angle. Straight back, big step, big hurdle. And relax. Okay, so now we're going to grab our prop, whether that's the foam roller or throw pillow, whatever you have. And we're gonna do some thoracic spine mobility, a little bit of shoulder mobility. Let's see the best angle that I can get. I'm gonna start from this position. Okay, so we're gonna lay on our side. Laying on our left side, okay, we're gonna bring the right knee up on top of the roller or the throw pillow. So my leg is perpendicular to my body and my left leg. So my left leg is straight with the body. Then I'm gonna bring my hands together. So now my arms and my right leg should be parallel with each other, and the knees bent at 90 degrees. I wanna keep constant pressure on the roller with that right knee. I'm gonna take a nice deep breath. I'm gonna exhale, I'm going to rotate, and as I rotate, I want my eyes to follow that hand all the way across. So deep breath, big exhale. Reach all the way across the body. Your goal is to try to get in contact with the ground on the other side without lifting the knee off the roller. And then back together. We'll do that 5 times on each side. Nice deep breath, exhale. Remember, 5 times on each side. I'll give you a different angle once we switch sides, so you can kind of see it from a different perspective. It's easy for that knee to want to pick up off the roller, so you want to keep constant pressure on the roller. Again, another thing to keep in mind, if you are extremely mobile and flexible, you might not even need this roller or the prop of a pillow. You can place your knee directly on the ground, as long as you're able to get all the way across without that knee coming off. Okay, so I'm going to do the left side. I'll show you from this position. Arms are parallel with the elevated leg, knees bent at 90, bottom leg's nice and straight. Exhale, eyes follow the hand all the way across. Another goal is to try to get this shoulder flush to the ground. I have a hard time getting my shoulder all the way back. I can get my hand to touch, but usually my shoulder is still elevated. So that's something that I can continue to work on. Remember, and if you can't touch the ground, don't worry about it. Just go as far as you can without that knee coming off your roller or your pillow or the ground, depending on what you're using. Good. So it's important to always exhale, nice deep breath, empty that cavity of air, and it's important to keep your eyes on the hand as it goes across. Okay, so now we're still on the ground. We are going to lay on our backs. Okay, I want my knees bent at about 90 degrees. I want to place my arms, and my elbows are also at 90 degrees, and I want to lay them flat on the ground. So I'm kind of making a field goal post, for lack of a better term here. There should be a space between your low back and the ground. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to rotate my pelvis. Okay, this time I'm going to externally rotate the pelvis so that I'm pushing the low back flat to the ground. I'm eliminating that gap in my low back. And at the same time, while I hold that, I want to slide my arms straight up. Try not to remove the forearms from the ground. And just go as high as you can until the elbows or hands want to lift off or you're not able to keep in contact with the ground. I'm going to reset. Okay, arch in the back, externally rotate the pelvis flat to the ground. Raise the arms as high as you can. Great shoulder mobility exercise. Okay, we'll just repeat that for a total of 10 reps. Each time we're resetting. Push the low back to the ground. Slide the arms up. Reset. Push the low back to the ground. Exhale, slide the arms up. I'm going to give you a different angle here. We got about 1 more minute before I got to switch meetings here. We'll go into our stretch. I'll try to spend a little bit less time on instruction next week so we can get through a little bit more. Okay, I wanted to include one more exercise while I have you before we cut into the next group. So once you are ready, I want you to go into a push-up position. I want you to bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand, or at least as close to the hand as you can. I want you to squeeze your left glute, core tight. I want you to pick up that right hand, eyes follow, exhale, reach across the body. Back down, foot goes back, left foot to left hand, glute tight, core tight, eyes follow the hand, exhale, reach across the body. Okay, and this will alternate each side. We'll keep going back and forth. I'll just give you another quick one before I cut the video. Good, so you'd want to do that maybe 5 or 10 on each side. Okay, it's a lot of good stuff. Hope to build on that next week. Let me know if you got questions, concerns, comments, anything you want to do. Just let me know. And hopefully I'll see you guys in another minute on the stretch group.